Welcome back. I'm nickismeta, and today, right now, we're going to be taking a look at the crypto market because something's happening. Something very big is happening here. What is going on? Because most of this year has just been a move downward. It's been crypto winter most of the year, but we're just now starting to see our biggest move up yet in a while. Almost overnight, going from 17,000 in Bitcoin to now 22,000. And it just made another leap up just recently in the past 24 hours. So something is going on. We need to know what it is. But hold on, let's zoom out here and just look at this impact. This is actually a pretty big move up. And I'm not saying it's going to stay like this long term, but it could just very well dip down just like it did here. But I think the chances of it doing that now are pretty low. Let's take a look at Ethereum, see how it's doing. It's almost doing the same thing. The whole market is just following Bitcoin. And we can even take a look at NFTs. NFTs pretty much has its own market now. And I use cryptoslam.io to keep track of NFTs and what they're doing. You can look at the 24-hour, the 7 days, the 30 days, and we look at the 30 days. Most blue chip NFT projects are almost 40% plus up. So it's not just Bitcoin and Ethereum and altcoins going up, it's also NFTs. Right now, it's looking pretty green. So I hope you guys have been loading up at the bottom. I think you should always be consistently loading up on whatever, whether we're up, down, sideways, always just be consistently buying. I'd say at least in Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think if you just do that consistently, you're gonna do better than most people, because a lot of people are just aping in and degenning on projects. They're just throwing money at the screen and hoping that it goes up. And most of these projects that, you know, we've seen in the past, FTX, FTT, Celsius, BlockFi, Phantom, all these promising projects just in the dumper all the way to zero. And if you were paying attention to crypto Twitter, everybody was going so hard on these projects. Like the optics on social media for some of these projects that went to zero, people were praising them. So if you're looking at these risky projects, just keep that in mind that things can change very quickly. So that's why I say the safest bet is probably the top two, Bitcoin, Ethereum. And I just want to say, if you guys aren't following me on Twitter, you're making a mistake. I've been posting a lot more on here, and it's the quickest way I can update you. I don't have to make a video and record it all and edit it. I just can just write something and post it. So definitely follow me on Twitter at nickismeta. It's growing very quickly. And now let's take a look at this. Crypto lending unit Genesis files for US bankruptcy. Another one bites the dust. After Celsius and BlockFi, now we have Genesis. And just like I was saying a few seconds ago, Genesis was one of those companies that people were all over. I remember when people were asking about the safety of putting their money in Genesis and collecting interest, people were all over it. They were like, yeah, it's probably one of the best places, the safest places you can put your money in and earn interest on. And now, a few months later, a year later, we have them filing for bankruptcy. And Genesis is one of the following dominoes falling after FTX, because we can see here that the two biggest borrowers were Three Arrows Capital and Alameda Research, aka FTX. And of course, FTX can't pay the money back they got from Genesis, so Genesis is out that money. We're just seeing the dominoes fall. But even with all this happening, we still have Bitcoin roaring up to 22,000. And trust me, I've been looking for the answer as to why Bitcoin is making this run up like out of nowhere. Even with all this news happening with Genesis going bankrupt, is there any kind of catalyst, anything that could charge this run up with Bitcoin? The general consensus is nobody knows. Nobody has no idea. This is usually how it goes. And it's usually around this time when it's kind of weird. Usually around this time is when Bitcoin has a big run up, like the new year. In January, let's see, January 22nd, let's see, where were we at? So January of last year, we had some up and down movement, very rocky, and then ultimately went way down. 2021 was a little bit different. We had a huge spike up almost to an all-time high, up and up and up, eventually back down to where it started and then up again to an all-time high. Not saying that this is going to happen again. I'm just saying January, there's something about January, the new year. Bitcoin just takes a shot of espresso straight to the jugular. I don't know what happens. Something goes on and a lot of action happens in this time. And if you made it this far into the video, let me know in the comments. Just type in the comments, I'm here for you, Nick. Let me know that you're not a robot and that there's actual humans watching this video. That's all I have for you in this video. I'll see you in the next one.